Alright, disclaimer. This is a horror-themed Toonkind D&D. There might be mentions of some disturbing things, kidnapping, dismemberment, claustrophobia, small spaces, and moving robotic parts. So listen at your own discretion. You have been warned. Okay? Now for introductions. We'll start from the top.
Hello, I'm Fluffy Cthulhu, and I'm going to be playing Truckula, the weird truck vampire blood hunter.
Hello, my name is Kanpukugu, and I'm playing today I'm playing a giraffe. I'm sorry, kid. I'll be giving the shit in a second.
Alright. Tala.
Right, okay. Hi, I'm Tala, and I will be playing Trinity Angle, your local Hassan/UPAN wizard.
Nice.
Hello, I am Wammie, and I will be piloting Luna, a rogue type character.
Nice. Okay. Alright. So, with introduction out of the way, here's the scene. You are all walking in the rain. You are all currently on a train heading somewhere to your own destinations when a storm hit. And due to the storm, there was a sudden rush of rock slides down trees and, yeah, all sorts of natural disasters. So the train you're on was forced to stop, and you had the option to either stay on the train overnight, if possibly longer, while the tracks were being cleaned up, or you could take a chance and try to walk to town, which actually wasn't very far away, probably a couple miles. You would have to walk there, and it is still raining. So I guess as a unanimous sort of vote, you all decided to take a shot at just traveling on your own to the nearest town, though at this point I think some of you might be seriously regretting that decision. So how are you all feeling?
Trinity is made of paper. She is soggy.
Truckula is used to this stuff. He's like, whatever. It's not my first from downpour.
I hate the rain.
And was that everybody? Okay. And?
Kanpukugu, what does your character think?
Buddy, you're muted.
Okay. Sorry, they probably had to jump in to do something real quick. Okay.
Oh dear.
Well, while we're waiting for them, just say, along with your group, you've all seen him in the group chat. You have Detective Nullenvoid with you. And yes, as you could tell by the picture you've seen already, he does not look very amused at all. And yeah, it looks like he might be regretting his decision to go for a trek through these woods, through the mud and the heavy rain. With, honestly, he probably doesn't even have like a coat with a hood. So yeah, he's really wet and unimpressed.
If anyone's short enough, Truckula could probably like shelter them with his chin.
I think the detective might be a bit too tall for that. But everybody else is welcome to.
If he is
He's
7'10", she's too tall.
Yeah, he's about 8 foot, but I guess still.
Nullenvoid is he's like 6'1", but I think for the sake of his dignity, he probably wouldn't. Okay, well, while you're all maybe lost in your own thoughts, or just like maybe idly chatting to each other, you hear a terrible rumbling sound, as well as a large crackling groaning, and the road in front of you is suddenly covered by a mountain of mud and several downed trees all at once.
Well, that's terrific.
Oh, of fucking course this happens.
Yes, the rising headache is real. Okay, so while this is happening, you guys want to just maybe take a look around your area, see if you could find a way around this, or okay.
Yeah, let's do
absolutely.
a perception.
Okay. So if you want to roll, roll the dice room. I do have dice parser. And then I will also do my
could I also have Trinity's familiar roll? They're a paper crane flavored currently as a raven.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh my goodness, I rolled a 2.
What are we rolling?
I think Truckula got splashed by some trees.
Perception.
Perception.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Let's see if I could even remember how to even roll. So let's do D. So it's a D20. If I could even. Oops, I did that wrong. Let's see. Okay. 60. Okay. So, see, so we're gonna say Wammie, Tala, and Kanpukugu and Boyd. You guys are the only ones who probably noticed, but there is a very small road kind of off to the side where you guys are. It's heavily grown over from the forest, taking over it, but you most certainly recognize that there used to be a road here. Fluffy and Tala, you probably are too distracted by the carnage in front of you, and you're probably thinking, do I have to climb over this, or looking for just something to help you, maybe push through that, while everybody else is looking at this road.
Meanwhile, Truckula got splashed with mud.
Yeah. It's just add that to your day. Just another rainy day. So
he's too busy wiping his face.
So I think Detective Null, he's gonna probably point at the road to everybody else, whoever hasn't noticed. And
all right, who's gonna vote for me to go first?
I think the detective, he would just kind of raise his own hand, just be like, "Hey, hang on, I'll go ahead and go. He's
Yeah, but you're gonna need someone to clear the debris. He just waggles his large claws.
like, it's just a little foliage. How hard would it be as he's like pushing a tree branch and it kind of swings back and it knocks him back onto the road?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah. He's just laying there in the mud, just like, okay. Maybe it's not a bad idea to send you first.
Yeah, well, I could open up and let a couple of you sit in my seats if you need it. It's probably
Yes,
already-
please.
And with that, he opens his top like a convertible, and you see 2 seats.
Oh, lovely. Trinity does need to
He-
hold herself up a little to get in, but
And-
she's
He
picking that
crunches down
seat.
to let you guys in. Only 2 seats.
I think the detective is just gonna let anybody else who's like, anybody else like who wants it just to go ahead and go in.
You guys can go. I'd rather not.
I do not know if Giraffe fits.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
He's tall.
If you're a medium creature, you can fit.
Okay. Okay, he's technically still medium, but so okay.
Alright, so y'all hop into the back of the truck, and Truckula, you push your way through this, knocking down, pushing out branches out of the way, knocking down things.
Using my sci-fi claws to like cut through branches.
Nice. And as the rest follow behind, stepping over down branches and other things, try not to like get into the puddles. And you go a very short ways, and then you come across a very old sign, which Truckula, you probably almost swiped at, but you stopped yourself in time. But you see it, and you see the words just barely visible. Frontierland, employee parking only. So you found the entrance to a parking lot.
Well, normally Truckula would think this is a good place to take a nap, but he has passengers, and he highly doubts there are any nearby trailers they could sequester in.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just gonna go on and have a squiz around parking lot.
Alright. Well, you walk a little further up, and you come to a ruined parking lot. It's not that big, though. You think it might have been a slightly bigger, but obviously the forest has started taking over this area. Weeds are growing through it. It's all cracked. Things have grown over it. That sort of thing. And you see on the other side, there's a locked gate, which I put with heavy quotation marks because this thing is so dilapidated. You could probably just step around it. But there's a sign that says Frontierland, employee entrance, do not enter. But I doubt a sign would like stop any of you guys.
Well, Truckula's just gonna check with his passengers, and the others is like, well, should we go in?
Nullenvoid would look around and be like, kind of shrug and be like, doesn't seem to be anything else around us. Might as well. And he's
Yeah,
gonna,
looks like it's abandoned.
Nullenvoid's already like slipped through the gate.
I run in immediately.
Alright, so y'all follow?
Well, Truckula just like
I
friggin'
guess
pushes
so.
down the gate to go through.
You probably give it like the smallest tap, and then the whole thing just kind of falls over, and it kind of makes a little domino effect as other parts of the gate also goes with it. And at that very
goes on through with his passengers.
And at that moment, you hear a crackling, groaning sound, and several more trees suddenly collapse in behind you.
Well, I guess we have no choice now.
That's not ominous at all.
As you walk away, you probably wouldn't notice, but there is still some sparks coming out from one of the poles. So, you all step into the park, and it is a mess. This place is a mess. There are metal parts everywhere. It looks like someone or something just took a dismantling team and just tore this place apart. Took what they wanted and just threw it all like back on the ground. And yeah, this place, it is just completely ruined. It's almost impossible to think that this could have been like a lively and fun amusement park at one point. Just judging by the total devastation and rust that has just taken over this place.
This is the saddest park I've seen in my life. It almost made me sad myself.
I'm gonna investigate.
Yeah, I've
this
seen
whole-
bad establishments, but
I'm gonna investigate to see how long the storm will last.
Okay. Right. 18? Yeah, you look up at the sky, you're immediately blinded by heavy, cold rain. And you sense that this storm is not gonna let up for quite some time. As far as the eye could see in the horizon, it is just storm clouds. Nothing but storm clouds.
Yes, we gotta set up shelter here.
Yep. So, how are y'all taking this information? Did any of you
Dracula's gonna like sniff.
well,
He's gonna like
I've slept
sniff
in
at the
worse
ground, see
places.
if there's any interesting scents.
just you get a sniff around?
Yeah, he's gonna sniff. See if there's anything that catches his nose.
Alright, you sniff around. You smell, well, rust, wet metal, mold, probably something rotting. Yeah, it's not very pleasant. It's not very pleasant to look at, and it's not very pleasant to smell. However, there is a possibility that you might be able to find some useful things if you guys want to go ahead and take a look around, like your surrounding. You seem to be standing in the only little area that might be, like, quote-unquote clear, so that you could actually move around.
Well, I'd look at my passengers, see if either of them want to disembark.
Is it so they're still basically without shelter, right?
At the moment, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, hold on.
I'm sure Miss Paper wants to stay put.
I mean, like, because there are things that were left behind here, because whoever came through here, it looks like they tore this place apart and then left in a hurry. The detective he's looking around, he's poking through things, he's picking up pieces of paper, but he's not really like saying anything about it. He's just kind of adding that into his hammer space.
Can I just know what those pieces of paper says?
Yeah, you can, and he's probably like jolts a bit, like probably forgot you guys were there, and he's just like, sure. He just like turns around and he shows you some very soggy, very old missing reports.
I'm guessing your giraffe character gets out of Truckula to go have a look at what he's doing.
There were a lot of missing people, flyers like in this place. Obviously, through the years, they've been torn down by the elements, but they're still there. Some of them go back a couple decades, and I'd say
What's
that
the latest one?
Latest one you'd see is probably of a description of a very young toddler who has vanished from the park about, give or take, probably well over 10 years ago. At least like 12 to 15. Like the date's kind of smudged. But yeah, this is well over a decade old. And that's like that was the earliest one. However, if you want to roll insight or perception, the detective might be able to tell you a bit more.
Would it be possible to roll history as well to find?
Yes, you can totally roll history and see if your character knows anything about this park.
All right, nice.
History?
Yeah, history. Or
dang, 15.
okay, well, that's not so bad. Because this park was once very popular, and okay. Yeah, you probably went into the whole parks. And Wammie, you were also not into parks or amusement park. So I got. Fluffy, did you want to roll?
No, he hasn't been on this planet too long enough.
Okay. So all right. So unfortunately, with that 8 from Ken and the 6 from Wammie, you don't really know anything about this place. You probably maybe heard it in passing, or maybe from a conversation somewhere else, but you don't really know anything about it. However, with that 15, Tala, you know that this place was called Frontierland, and it was a amusement park that had once used these machines called motorized entertainers instead of like actual staff. And these were machines that were highly advanced at the time. Given personalities, they had the ability to rationalize and remember things so that they could adapt to their environments or to situations. However, as popular, as fun as it seemed, there was also a lot of problems. As some of those problems were machines breaking down a lot, machines like acting strange, some even claiming that they were acting hostile, and of course there were disappearances. A lot of, mainly children disappeared in this place. And obviously the parents, the media all claimed that because they weren't being watched by actual, people, these machines allowed them to be, snatched up. And this caused a lot of financial problems, lawsuits. It was closed. And then of course a dismantling company came through, purchased it, tore out everything that they wanted, and then just left this place to rot.
Wow, okay, Trinity probably shared that I'm like, hey, fun fact about this place, until she pauses and realizes and just groans and says, oh, geez, this is probably a plot.
And you hear the detective muttering kind of behind you. It's like, yeah, what you didn't hear is that the disappearances didn't stop.
Oh, that's
You know
fucking
about this place, too.
ominous.
And the detective, he nods, and then he shows that old missing poster that you saw, the one about the toddler. And then he shows you one that he seemed to carry around personally, and he just remarks that that toddler was actually his younger brother. And yes, he had been here before, many years ago, but so long ago he had almost forgotten. And yes, his brother had been snatched at this place, and he had only recently kind of rediscovered where it was. That was his whole purpose of coming here. But seeing the state it's in, he doesn't think he's going to be able to find any clues. However, he will mention that he heard a lot of rumors that people who have come to this park, like thrill seekers or people looking to loot, they've also ended up just vanishing. Of course, there's never been really missing reports on them. There's always some sort of excuse as to why they're no longer found anywhere. But yeah, he has a suspicion, so he came here to check it out. And unfortunately, he intended to come here alone, but now he has like a group with him. So yeah.
Oh, okay, I don't think this is safe.
No. This place not safe.
Truckula has a WTF
Everyone,
face. It's just his eyes are wide, mouth open, just
stay on
WTF.
high alert.
I think we should go to a nicer place. Don't you think?
That would
What
be
nicer
ideal.
place? What nicer place where the road back is, well, you can see it. You can see what it's like.
Here.
Well, as you look around again, you see that, yeah, all the pathways that could have been, like, you know, available, like, yeah, they've been, like, piled up with heaps of, like, rusted and broken metal. You probably don't want to touch it. But again, if you guys
have a bad feeling.
and again, if you guys want to look around, see if you could find anything to help you find a way through. Like,
Wait a minute. Truckula just looking around is like, wait a minute. I know there's a lot of parts and stuff here, but you said there were a bunch of, like, robot guys here. Do you see anything that looks like that? Because I don't.
Nope. You don't see anything like that.
I really have a bad feeling now.
Yeah, you and everybody else in this place. Unfortunately, you are stuck here. So you're gonna have to make the best of it and use your wits.
Oh,
Right,
from what I can tell,
Everyone,
let's just try find somewhere that's, like, you know, relatively safe, somewhere where we can maybe barricade.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather not be ripped apart by
You
weird
wanna
robot things.
roll perception? See if you can find anything?
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm actually gonna use my hearing perception as well, just to, like, see if I can hear anything suspicious other than the rain. So I'm gonna make 3 perception rolls.
Okay.
2 for my hearing, because I have advantage on that. Okay, first is looking around,
Oh.
and the second is gonna be the hearing. Okay, that's the first roll. So 22 on the sight and 15 on the hearing.
Alright. Well, you look around, you see pretty much what I described. However, you do see some, like, old tents and other, like, like game tents that were set up that were now dilapidated. You probably go and check that out, see if you can find something around. And unfortunately, yeah, you don't. It's still like those things are also piled up with metal behind them. However, you do find some prizes.
I do headcanon that Trinity is still riding with me because Truckula didn't say that they dismounted.
Oh, absolutely. It's still raining. She's still made of paper.
Yeah, but she's in a kind of a wet, open back car. She's wet in a convertible.
True.
What are the prizes?
She's probably
by the way?
going to
Alright.
at this point.
So, your prizes, you find a compact mirror, a small paint set with a couple tiny paint cans and some brushes, the typical prize that, kids would win. A unusual looking, ring shaped like a chameleon. And you find what looked like might have been a unopened box of prizes, and you probably eagerly open that and find that they're just filled with these little bomb-shaped egg timers with a little fake fuse on them. There's a warning on it, says may or may not actually explode, but you just put that thought aside. And you find
I'm gonna take.
and you find 24 gold, just kind of scattered around where people may have dropped them or it fell out of their pockets.
Okay, I'm gonna take the chameleon ring, the box of egg bombs, and the compact.
Nice. Alright.
On
And
that note,
did everybody else roll, or?
Nope.
Yeah, what do we roll?
You can do perception, see if you can find anything.
I'm gonna grab
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
Or
at this point-
investigation, or, yeah.
Does anyone mind if I grab the gold?
I've already
Oh,
taken
no,
gold.
go ahead.
We could, split it up in the end if we want.
At 20.
21?
Nice. Alright. Okay. So you find, while Truckula was probably distracted by all these cool little prizes that he found, you find... Okay. And you actually find a map. You are here.
Map?
Yep, one of those you are here kind of things. It's like you turn around and it's right there and you're like, how did I miss this?
Sorry, continue, Trevor?
Sorry? What was that?
Continue, Trevor, because she wanted to say something.
Before say that by this point Trinity is probably already gone out of Truckula, casted mage armor as well, which basically just laminates her, and probably would have tried taking one of the prizes, maybe a paintbrush or something, and casted Tiny Servant on it as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Just give me a moment, I'll get the description for it.
Okay, with no more passengers, Truckula closes up his back and sort of shakes a bit to get rid of the water inside. Don't
Yeah.
ask me how this works, it just does.
Just shake himself kind of like a dog, just
Yeah.
starting from the head, going back to the tail. I'd say for the 15, you hear a lot of, you would hear a lot of groaning, metal groaning, trees groaning, wind, rain. You hear some wind coming from somewhere. It seems like it might be coming from a tunnel, but you're still trying to pinpoint exactly where that is. And Tala? Was it? No, it was Ken. Ken, you found the map, and you could see that, all the roads that could lead out of this park to the entrance, those are obviously blocked off. However, there is another way to go through one of the attractions, and that is through the fun house, which had two entrances, one near the entrance of the park and then one on the back side, so people could walk around and go through on each way. So the fun house is actually conveniently close by, and there's nothing blocking your way there.
Okay, I think I've a way out from here.
Yes, and we got 12 and the 7. Yeah, you guys probably don't see the map. You're still looking around. But yeah, so you're gonna relay this information to everybody?
Yes. I think I found I think I found a way out. But I don't like how that farmhouse looks.
Yes, there's a shot.
Go to the fun house.
There's a shot to the fun house. You see like a crack of thunder, kind of like behind it. The ominous music, and then it jumps back to you guys.
That's probably where the wind is coming from, isn't it?
And yeah, that's where it is. Nullenvoid is also there. He's just like, no, I don't like this idea.
Well, it's
Are you
either
sure
going.
there's
It's either gonna. We're either going through there, or I'm gonna have to learn how to be a BMX. And I am not a fan of off-roading.
So I'm guessing everybody's in favor of going through the fun house.
Not necessarily in favor, but accepting that this has to happen.
Let's get over with it already.
The detective is just like, it's like, detective is like, why do I get a feeling this is gonna end in disaster?
You're not the only one, pal.
Alright, so y'all head through the fun house. Y'all duck under the door. It's a sign, you'll watch your head. It's like, yeah, so yeah, don't worry. The doors are wide enough. It would allow everybody through because it has been made so that everybody of different, sizes could go on through this maze. Although it does seem to be.
Could I send my tiny servant ahead of the group?
Yeah, if you'd like.
Alright, great. There's just this paintbrush with legs that darts past everyone and starts leading the way.
Oh, well, he leads the way, and yeah, inside is just as dilapidated as outside. It's dark. There's holes in it, and you're stepping through the darkness, stepping over like fallen tiles and metal bits and things.
Truckula goes with his eyes blink, and suddenly his eyes illuminate like a pair of headlights.
Nice. Detective is like, that's handy. So you walk through.
So now there's a sort of from Truckula, in front of Truckula, there's a little like radius of 5 feet bright light and 5 feet dim light.
Nice.
Nice.
So you lead the way, and you're walking. You see, like, there's a lot of advertisement in here. Things like warning signs telling parents to watch their kids, telling kids to keep their hands, like don't wander off, keep your hands away from wires or whatever. The typical safety things. Just then, as your little paintbrush gets closer, there's suddenly a beam of light that comes out in front of you. And there is some writing on the wall, some neat writing. It says, take the key and go on through. And in front of you is a little golden key that's just hanging on the wall. And then, of course right next to that is is a door with a little
Okay.
keyhole on it. So, anybody want to take it?
I'll grab it.
I guess Trinity will.
Okay. Alright. So, you all walk up to it. You pick up the key. And the second you do, there's a click as the little hook that was holding the key was just weighed down just by this it measured so it would be weighed down just by this tiny little key. And as soon as the pressure is off, it flipped up and you all drop as the forest drops out beneath you.
Do I have time to bait it?
Huh? No, the area you walked into, everybody who came up to it, you all fall. So if y'all want to roll
Trinity just started.
if you want to roll a d20, everybody.
You started 20?
Yes. I won't make my detective roll because this is more fun this way.
Right, I'm there.
As they fall, you just hear as Truckula screams.
And
I'm there.
Detective Nullenvoid is just kind of like falling with the same kind of just unamused expression, just like I knew it. Okay, so let's.
Trinity doesn't really fall so much as she just slowly floats down.
So, alright, so Trinity, you rolled the highest. Okay, so this is how it plays out. So, everyone except for Trinity, you all land on these multiple slides, and you are promptly dropped directly into a ball pit. Yep, just kind of. Trinity, you actually you end up on a slide, but you end up somewhere else, actually. So for the rest of you, you land into a ball pit, and all around you, you see are mirrors. It's just a room full of mirrors. And on the other end of this room, you see there are two doors. One, of course, has the big words, to the maze, and then the other one looks like it might be a staff room door.
When Truckula emerges from the ball pit, he shakes his head and then holds his breath and a couple balls come out of his head exhaust.
The mirrors are creepy, but the ball pit aren't that too bad.
And
I'm getting out this ball.
Dunga comes up and is mine.
Detective landed head first, and he kind of sits there for a second, just legs kind of sticking out, and you see him kind of trying to tunnel his way up. He sits up, and then you just hear this play, and he starts spitting balls out of his face. And you realize at this point, how he seems to be wearing a mask? That's actually not a mask. That's his legit face. And it is a void. And there's just those little plastic balls just kind of coming out of it as he tries to empty his hammer space. It's like, oh god. Why?
Truckula does not judge. I mean, he's a frigging sentient car, so.
Yeah. and then Trinity, you land on the slide, but you come out in a room and you are by yourself. And as you probably try to take in your surroundings, that little gold key that you all picked up slides down behind you and lands on the ground. And this is the view from your room. You see that you are actually, you don't realize it, but you are actually in the staff room. And those mirrors, it's a two-way mirror, so you could see out and you could see your friends on the other side. However, they can't see you.
Wait. Hold on. Could I real quick roll for the tiny servant to see where it ended up?
I would say he also ended up with you.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he's probably holding the key. Probably holding the key as he slid down. Yeah, don't worry, I will make you separate from him. And in the staff room, you see, you actually see some pretty disturbing messages on here. You see there are scratches all on the wall here, writing things like "Let me out," "Help me," "Mom help me," "Dad help me," "Someone help me."
Oh, fuck.
Oh dear.
Yes. And along with this room, it's empty except for what looks like two perfectly preserved wardrobes. One is a pastel pink, the other is a pastel purple. There is a keyhole on there, and it seems like the key you have fits. So, and you can only open one.
Okay. Real quick, before Trinity does anything, she's going to try knocking on the glass to see if the others can hear her.
And yes, they would be able to hear it. However, there's also signs on the wall that says like caution, noisy pipes. So if you probably want to roll perception to see if you can understand if that's Trinity or if this is just some random pipe making noise.
As I said before, I get wow, brain fart.
That's okay.
I get I have advantage on hearing and smelling perception, so I'll roll twice.
Okay. Oh, yep. Yeah, you are aware that this is a person on the other side, and you look around, you see that you are one person short, so you can only presume that this is very likely your lost companion.
Okay, Truckula is gonna go over to the mirrors and see if he can, pry one loose.
And,
Use his claws to, pry it loose.
You try, but these mirrors, they are strangely very strong. They are reinforced.
We should try to break one.
I mean, this room, from what you could see with your 19, this almost looks like maybe a bomb shelter. The way it's been crafted, they did not want people breaking in or out of this place.
Why do they build a funhouse like that?
Who knows?
Okay,
No.
does anyone notice, real quick question, does anyone here know common sign language?
Common sign language. I think the detective probably would. He's pretty intelligent.
Alright, okay, that works. So, so you say Trinity can see into the room, but the others can't see her side, right?
Correct.
So, could you reason that she could cast something like Mage Hand in the room?
I'm actually going to say that unfortunately you won't be able to. See, the second you try to cast magic to try to penetrate the wall, the magic cannot pierce through. There is a layer of what you can only guess is some sort of anti-magic metal. So you can't break out, you can't use magic, you can't hear anything. It is completely soundproof as well.
Oh, heck.
Yeah,
Oh, she can't hear anything from her side?
you cannot hear anything from your side, like voice-wise. You could hear maybe banging, faint pounding, but as far as voices go, no. So yeah, you could scream at the top of your lungs and nobody's gonna hear you.
Oh no. You really had to do that. Like, hey, I'm gonna roll something real quick. The Affinity knows more skills then.
There's still that
Communication is
door.
important, gang.
There's still that door there, leading out into the room.
Alright, let's take the door.
The door is also reinforced.
There's,
And the keyhole is very small.
well, okay, I guess Trinity is going to take a look around her room real quick to see if there's anything that can help. So, you said I can only open one of the wardrobes?
Yes, only one. And strangely, despite the dismal environment, these are very well made, like perfect condition. There's no paint peeling. It's all nicely crafted. There's little details. It seems like this room may have been overlooked by whoever came through here and tore the place up. So these things were left untouched. So, which one you want to open?
Okay, could I get a... Could I get another description of them real quick?
Oh, description? It's just 2 wardrobes. They are pastel pink, and one is pastel purple. They've got little silver door handles, kind of shaped as hearts. They're in pristine condition, and they each have a little keyhole that looks like your key might be able to fit. So, well, what's your favorite color?
Okay. What is Trinity's favorite color? Out of the 2, she likes pink more.
Okay, I will note that down.
So I guess she'll... Honestly, she's probably just gonna fucking flip a coin or something.
Alright.
Alright, she's going for the pink one.
Okay.
So
Alright.
actually, you know what? After remembering all that stuff about this place and why it's shut down, she's going to send her tiny servant to unlock it instead.
Okay. Alright. You send your servant to unlock it. It climbers up the wardrobe, climbing up the little door handle, sticks the key in. It fits perfectly. You open it, it turns it, and then, would it be able to, push it open, or I think you might actually have to pull it open. It was able to unlock it, but I mean, the doors are kind of big compared to this little paintbrush.
Could I make it roll strength or something to see if it can?
Sure.
Well, that's a 16.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it does. It grabs it, probably kicks off the doors a bit to kind of ease it open. And inside, you see a fully pristine looking machine or a robot. It is modeled after a real kind human female, wearing a pretty pastel pink dress. It looks perfectly flawless. There's no scratches. There's nothing wrong with it. And its eyes are closed. This seems to have been a station for it to recharge in. And around its neck is a little silver key hanging. And in addition, all around on the inside of this wardrobe, you see the words scratched deep into the wood, "Do not open," over and over and over again.
Oh, lovely. Okay, she is going to command the tiny servant to get back to her side, along with, I guess, her familiar, too. They're there.
See,
Before...
you take the key. Alright. You reach out.
No, she's going to cast Mage Hand to get the key.
Okay. You cast Mage Hand. You inch closer and closer to this key. Grab it. Snap it off. And there's absolutely no movement from the machine. And as you grab the key, you actually hear from the wardrobe next to you kind of a fumbling sound, like something shifting. And then you hear a click from the inside, and you are now unable to open that wardrobe.
Well, alright. She's going to take the key, pocket the key, mage hand, close the wardrobe. Maybe lock it again if she can.
Unfortunately, you are unable to lock it. The key does not work the other way. So once it's opened, it is opened.
Well, damn. Is there anything she could use to bar the door? Of the wardrobe?
There's nothing that you could use. Unfortunately, nothing in this room that you could use. So,
Okay.
if you want, you could just try to get out of the room as quickly as you could.
Yeah, true. So the key she got, is it safe to assume it's small enough for the door out?
Yes, it is. It works. Had you tried the other key, it would not have worked. You had to get the key that was inside of this thing.
Alright, she's going to take that key, go to that door, unlock it, and leave as fast as she can.
And as the door closes, it locks itself behind you. So you can't go back in now. Okay.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, so you have reunited with everybody.
I think we should find a way out, like, really quick. I don't like this place. I am not
behind that door.
Well, this is
behind
happening.
that door.
Truckula has just been like freaking clawing, started to like trying harder and harder to pry out the mirror and just trying to claw at the mirror, just getting more frustrated. And just as he's about to like punch it, the door opens and she comes out.
It's like, oh, okay.
Alright.
Yes, I believe so. There were robots in the other room. They were... I'd say they were deactivated, but one of the wardrobes... there was noises coming from one of the wardrobes, so I left as soon as I could.
And the detective's like, yeah, that's probably a good idea. It's like, so can we just leave this place? He's like he's getting visibly like disturbed.
Oh yes, please, I really would like to go.
You actually have the
you
key
guys
to the
run
door. Trinity, you actually have the key to the door leading into the maze. That key works on both doors.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, she'll try the key on that door then as well.
Alright. Door swings open. And it's pretty dark in here, but second you all step through, the door slams shut behind you, lights kind of flicker on a bit, and you are in what looks like a mirror maze. Of course, it's as dilapidated. There are mirrors that are like broken, shattered, missing, such for. There's trash everywhere, there's rust, and yeah. How y'all feeling now?
Trinity is casting a dancing light.
Just keep in mind, Truckula still has his eye lights on. Also, when we start going to the maze, he's actually gonna take his claws and scrape three lines with his claws from which direction we've gone.
Oh,
so
very smart. Very smart.
Yeah, there are 3 scores in the ground, so you can tell where we've gone. And if you're not sure, Truckula can smell it, and if she smells himself, yeah, we've gone this way.
I'm gonna do a quick perception roll for my character. 7. Okay, no, he's blind. If y'all want to roll perception, you might be able to find something that might be able to help you.
I will do so.
I think my detective is a bit too distracted by his sun and surroundings. 21? 20? Oh god, yeah. Oh, jeez. You guys should have all been detectives. What the hell is my character doing? Oh, and 5. Oh, Trinity. You're probably still shaken, Trinity, by like what you've seen before. Your mind's probably still stuck on that scene that you've just seen. Everybody else, you find a little message on the wall next to you. That just says, like, the welcome to the mirror maze. Find your way out, as such, follow the rules, etc., etc. And remember, nothing is what it seems here. And a little heart next to it.
I don't like that.
And
Yeah, I freaking hate that.
see what the trick. See. And I was also 20 and above. Yeah, you guys would also find in behind one of the mirrors. You see a little sheet of paper, kind of poking out.
What does it say?
Trucker would like
Kind of
like hook it out with his claws. It's like, hey, detective.
He's like, huh? And he goes up like, oh, hey. He probably gets some tweezers and he kind of like maybe pulls it out a bit. And as he pulls it out, the mirror that was behind suddenly kind of tips forward and just smashes on the ground. It's like, oh, okay.
Ow.
I probably landed on you. Oh my gosh. I won't make you roll for like injuries. This is just for comic flavor. This is just for comedy.
Yeah, he's a tough cookie.
It's just like he's sitting there, and I just imagine this mirror just kind of just shattering. He's still just sitting there, just covered in glass shards. It just ow.
Yeah.
And the detective is just like, sorry.
Nah, it's cool. I've been in worse wrecks.
And so what he was left holding was a torn note. And on this note, let's see, I could probably put it in the gallery here, but I could read it out to you. It simply says, guys, if you find this, there's a way out. We need a key and have to press a button on the control switch. I'll wait for you down here. Don't get caught. Someone will have to distract the helper too. It has the last key near its heart, and the rest is torn off. And this paper is, you can see it's very old, and clearly whoever left it here for whoever was supposed to be coming after them never found it. So, yeah, now you have that on your mind.
Great.
In addition to that, you also, something else slips out, and the detective picks it up. And it's just like one of those paper craft masks, like a mask made out of those little paper plates. It's got a crude drawing of like a robot on the front of it. Looks like somebody took the time to hide it here, so it must have been important. And I will describe more of that a little bit later. So, how are you all feeling about this?
Damn. I want to go home.
Okay, let's see. For mazes, if we just follow the left wall, we will find a way. We are guaranteed to find a way out.
Okay. Do you all go with this plan? Or do you split
Well, we
up?
don't really have any much options.
Makes sense.
There's multiple ways to go. You can split up if you wanted. Not recommended,
Yeah,
but
Trinity is firmly against the idea of them splitting up. I have read horror books. I've seen how this goes.
we all have. Doesn't stop people though. Okay.
Well, we're not in Scooby-Doo, so let's stick together.
Okay. You all walk left. Okay. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Trinity
Dracula makes
keeps her
a mark.
hand on the left wall.
Alright. Following the left hand rule. Smart. And you walk. Right, you walk on left, and you soon come to like a larger area, and it's like kind of like a central room. Like there are multiple paths like branching off from this one. It's kind of like a little little meetup sort of area where people can come and discuss like where they could travel to. There's some seating around here so parents can like wait for their kids. And so you made it to this room, and are you going to continue going left?
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So you keep
Truckula would like to pause. Would just like to pause and quickly like listen for any movement coming from anywhere.
Okay.
He's gonna do a perception hearing.
All right, 20. You listen hard. You don't. No, I'm trying to think. Though I have to say that you listen hard. You hear some wind. You hear some creaking. Maybe the sound of some animal scurrying somewhere. But you don't hear anything that sounds like might be somebody else in this maze. Like other than like your companions, obviously. So far it doesn't seem like you're being followed yet.
Right.
Alright. So
Wonder how long that's gonna last.
yeah. So you keep walking. You keep going left. You walk a little bit, and then you come to an area that's identical to that little central area that you just came from.
I mean, Trinity's still gonna keep on going left.
And the same thing happens.
Truckula's still marking the way.
Alright. And unfortunately, Truckula, you actually find your mark again.
Hold up, we've been this way.
Oh, you've gotta be kidding me. It's a circle?
And the detective was like reading the sign, like yeah, I was reading the sign for like the 5th time. Yeah, that's the warning sign. And then he's looking at that last part. He's like, it does say that this maze is not what it seems.
That can mean many different things, sir.
Into a mirror.
We could try going right. I mean, might take us somewhere else.
Why we don't like break out? Like we just smash every
Smash it.
every mirror in front and you will charge forward.
The detective's gonna point out
Hold
like,
on. How about instead of smashing, we start tapping? See if there's anything hollow behind these things.
the detective's gonna point out, it's like, hey, talking about that machine that you guys saw, or that you saw earlier. Would it be wise to make a lot of noise if, in case there is something coming after us? Do we want to lead it to us? He's like kind of pointing that out, that if you make a lot of noise, whatever else is in this place is going to locate you very easily. Just pointing that out.
The left-hand rule also works for the right hand. Maybe we could just try that.
Okay.
Right. We'll do the tapping thing as a last choice. We don't have any other choice.
Fair enough.
So
Everybody agree with
okay,
this?
let's go.
Okay. You walk right. You keep walking right.
Truckula makes a mark.
And you find your mark again.
Oh, we're back at square one.
Back at that little central area. And let me just do a quick D20. See what he decides. Okay, yep, you know what, the detective is like, you know what, hang on. And he tells her, like, everybody wait here. And he turns and he just like walks into a random direction by himself.
Oh, he's an idiot.
no.
Oh my god, he's an idiot.
Yeah, he's a detective. He's a detective, we're idiots. Before any of you could like think about maybe chasing after him, he suddenly comes out like from a passageway behind you. Like, wait a minute. He looks over his shoulder, back at you, like, but how did I walked away from you? It's like, but this confirms my suspicion.
Yeah.
Confirms my suspicion.
Yeah.
There is some sort of, this is some sort of trap. It's just looping. It does nothing but loop.
Yeah. Yeah, if this loops anymore, I might just go drive straight into a marriage. Just go roller derby in this.
He's like, come on guys, this can't be this hard. This was made for children.
Children who are kidnapped.
Right. Point taken. This could be one of their kidnapping methods, but why would the park kidnap? And so he's looking around. He finds that message again.
Maybe it was a cult thing. Maybe it was a cult thing. You never know with children kidnappers. There was a scandal back home where a group was kidnapping kids to eat them. You never know.
Good. Detective looks very visibly disturbed by this because, you gotta remember, he had a missing brother who was a child at the time. And anything could have happened. So he's trying not to think about it, but... Okay. So, I guess if you all want to roll perception, insight, or whether we need to look around, you might be able to find another clue here.
Okay, which
Could I reason investigation?
Yeah, investigation. That actually works better.
Oh, my investigation's actually fairly high.
16. Make your all roll first before I do mine.
11.
What was the roll?
Investigation.
Investigation. Brains. Giraffe has no brains.
Come on, somebody here has to have the brain cell.
Oh, okay. He'll get the brain cell today.
Okay, alright, we passed it to him. Oh no, it's been
Never
passed on
mind.
to Wammie.
Never mind.
It's hot potato. Okay, so is that 23? I won't make my detective roll. I think he's got pretty good investigation. Okay, so it was the 16, 11, the 17. It's not high enough for this one. Your attention is drawn to like the mirrors. You're looking at the mirrors. Some of you might even like start maybe lightly tapping on them, see if there's anything. And Lunar, you don't look at the mirrors. You look down, and you see on the ground there is, the way it's shaped, it almost looks like a giant heart. And then you remember that sign when it's saying nothing is what it seems, and that little heart symbol right next to it. And so I say you crouch down to see if you start investigating this heart-shaped pattern. And as you do, you find a little lever that you are able to pick up. And it obviously blended in very well, so you would have to roll very high to see this. So yeah, you find this lever, you pull it up, and you're all dropped once again. Sorry guys, no one.
Trinity once again lags behind.
And everyone is just like, not again. Alright, and you fall again, and you land in another one of those pits. But this one's filled with those foam squares, so you're not harmed.
This time when he comes up, Truckula has one in his mouth.
It's probably not gonna taste good. It's probably all moldy and mushy.
Yeah. pretty bad when it's stuck on his fangs, like.
The detective has one just like lodged into his face. Just... Okay. You all climb out the pit, and you find yourself in a second maze. Congratulations! You're out of the frying pan and into a fire.
Okay. Alright,
And I guess if you guys want to, you could do a quick investigation or perception. Make sure you don't miss anything as you go through.
well, that's a nat 20 from Trinity.
Yeah, okay, you're definitely gonna find this. And you're definitely gonna find this.
Yeah, dirty 20.
Yeah, if you guys want to roll.
Investigation again?
Yes, please. Right. You're gonna find this. Gee, you need to like you put your hands on it, and you unfortunately do not find it. Okay, so
It's too dark.
yes, you probably maybe landed head first. You probably got a little bit stuck. You're distracted by your surroundings. However, see for Tala, Fluffy, and Wammie, you all simultaneously put your hands down on a sheet of paper that was inside of the pit, the little foam pit with you, and you all pick it up all at the same time. Like, oh hey! See, and yeah, and you find a little map. Let's see, and let me see if I could pull it up. If I could pull it up, because my thing is garbage. And by the way, did anybody here want to take a quick break?
I wouldn't mind, like, a 10-minute one or something.
Okay. You want to take like a 10-15 minute break?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Alright. So, we'll take a quick break. And I will pause the recording and we'll come back in about 15 minutes. Okay?
I'm gonna go pee.
Okay. I will. Come on. And we're back. Alright. So, y'all landed into this new maze, and you found yourself a little map, crudely drawn. Again, made in a hurry. Probably somebody very young made it, but yeah. So, you can take a look at that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Trinity's first step is probably just figuring out where they are on that map.
And you can tell where you are, where that B is, the red B. That means B for beginning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, are you gonna go follow this map, or are you just gonna just study it first?
I think once she's taken a good look at it and has shown the others, she's going to point towards that red X in the top left.
Okay.
Say,
The orange X?
oh,
Yeah.
orange.
Yeah, that's fine. I probably should have color coded it better.
And say, alright, I don't know what the X's symbolize, but they might be important. So let's see what this one is first, and if it's something bad, then I guess we'll know.
Yeah. Okay. So, you all walk towards the X. And
Yeah.
so as you round the corner, you guys find that this is a control panel. And for some reason it says train control panel.
Right?
Yes, train. And the switch is off. So I mean, if anybody wants to go ahead and flip it, you don't have to.
Sure, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, it did say.
You flip the switch. There is immediately a sound of a train horn. And then, you probably can't see it, but here on this map, those two blue lines that you guys could see, those are train tracks. And the doors open, and one of those little train rides comes barreling through the other side, doors slam shut, and there is silence. At least there will be for a couple minutes before the train suddenly comes through again. This is actually a ride that takes riders through this little maze so that they could see their friends like wandering around, or the friends could see them riding the train. You know, one of those fun little quirky rides that they incorporated here.
Okay, but the letter said a button. Is there anything else on the control switch?
No, it's just the train switch. I mean, there's a little dial that controls the speed of the train, but it's not a button. If you look at your map, you see that there is another X.
Okay. Well, actually, could I roll investigation or something in this room to see if I find anything else of note?
Yeah, you can, though you might have to roll with disadvantage because you are behind several walls. You might want to walk out a bit more towards where, this yellow part is, because this is the safety glass.
Oh no, I just meant in the room.
Oh, in the room that they're in. You can, but I will tell you right now that you won't see anything other than this little control panel here.
All right.
Yeah,
I guess. One last thing. I guess you'll try turning the speed dial of the train way down, because just in case we don't want anyone getting hit by it.
No, you don't. You don't want that. Okay. You turn it down, and the train is moving. It's still moving at a pretty fast speed. You don't want to be in front of it when it comes at you, but it has slowed down significantly. You still hear the train horn before, like, it enters, and then you hear it again as it leaves. And, okay. So, do you want to keep walking around, or check out any of these other spots?
Truckula's gonna do another sort of sniff around.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say right now that you do a quick sniff around, and you still smell the same as usual. It's rust, it's mold, it's garbage, it's just rotting wood. It's you smell decay, like the decay of the building. You might even pick up a whiff of like oil, but it's like long since like dried up.
Probably like drool a little bit at oil, but then shake his head. It's like, no, we
You don't
gotta keep on. It's not time for snacks. You're not in the situation.
And the detective was just like, yeah, you'd probably get sick eating that stuff. Okay.
I've heard worse.
If you say so. Okay, so you gonna walk around more, guys, or just Actually, no. Hold on, you can do.
I guess we can just go to the next X.
Okay. So you come out from the closest entrance here, and you see this yellow line here. Yeah, that's safety glass, and obviously to keep people from like people like if throwing stuff at the people in the maze, or people in the maze throwing stuff at the train, because you know how kids are.
I mean, there is the thing at the top, looks like a bridge or something?
Yes, those are stairs. And yeah,
Can
they
we
lead.
take those?
Yeah, you could take those. They lead over this train track, so you could look down and see the train going by. I'd also mention that these little squiggles here on the glass, those are huge cracks. And somebody made a point to mark those.
Cracks?
Cracks. Yep.
Dracula is gonna like start working at the cracks.
he's just gonna punch it.
Yeah, he's gonna like dig his claws in and rip.
And just, alright, well, roll me strength. This glass is reinforced.
Alright.
It was. Glass is reinforced because, yeah, it's safety glass.
Okay, strength check.
Don't want you throwing somebody or your kid through the glass.
Straight up strength check.
Unfortunately, it does not break through it. You probably widen the cracks a little bit, but it doesn't shatter it. And, well, if anybody else wants to take a crack at it. But that's fine. We could leave that for later.
Well, how else are we gonna get to the other side?
There's the stairs.
Yeah, you could always use the stairs.
Okay. Well, Dracula will keep these in mind just in case we need to like bust and break and GTFO.
Yeah. So you go on the stairs. You go to the green one, or you go to the red one.
I mean, at this point, if we went to the bottom crack, if we went to the crack on the left side, the bottom stairs are probably closest.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So you go across the green stairs. As you are walking across, you can see there is a little window that you could see out of. You can see across the maze here. And as you walk by, y'all want to roll me perception?
Uh-oh.
I could do it for my detective as well. Because he is. Oh, no, he don't see it. He probably behind somebody. Dang, he's not a really good detective, is he?
He's having an off day. He's living through lots of trauma.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so neither Lunar or Nullenvoid will see this. Let's see. Trinity, Truckula, and Giraffe. You guys, you glance out the window. You know, the other two are probably focused on like, okay, we gotta find this control box and just get the heck out of here. The three of you take a minute to just kind of like look out, survey the area, and you see directly across from you, Trinity, you're gonna recognize this. There's that little maid machine that you saw earlier standing on the other side of the stairs, just quietly watching you.
She is very quickly going to stop the rest of the group and point it out.
And they all stop, and they all see this thing just standing there with a polite smile on its face, unblinking, just watching you.
Just a squeeze, but
Huh?
Dracula like punches down and like growls his engine.
And regardless of your reaction to this thing doesn't react to you at all. It's just quietly watching you. Just, yeah, polite, like I said, polite smile on its face, hands kind of clapped in front of it. And if you remember that letter that you found before,
that's the helper.
it mentions that's the helper. Help for Hannah. And I could just give this to you guys because you probably maybe read it somewhere on your way here, but these were helpers that were designed to, well, basically help people out of places like this. Well, mainly children, children who felt like they got lost or it's too confusing to them. These helpers would just, kind of show up and just kind of lead them out. And they're designed to be like child friendly, so they look really pretty or really, nice looking. So apparently you have activated this one, but it doesn't seem to be moving towards you just yet.
Trinity, can Trinity cast Mage Hand real quick and just give it a very hesitant poke in the shoulder? Like, hello?
Yes.
Are you there?
You give it a poke. It does not respond. You can poke it again. It does not respond. Whatever programming this thing is, it's running out its programming, so it's not going to respond. It's probably anticipated like children poking or climbing on it, so it's not going to like react to like any like inquisitive touch that you give to it.
Okay, but does it does it react to the tiny servant walking past it?
Actually, okay, so you see that the tiny servant walks past it, and the hands do not move. However, the little bows that are on its dress twitch, and then you see one shoot out, wrap around the little helper, it pulls it in, and it seems it's behind it, so you don't see what happens to it, but you do see that the little helper has disappeared somewhere. Probably shoved into a pocket or a pocket dimension. You're not sure. But the machine itself has not moved or reacted or even looked at it.
Okay, is Trinity still able to command the tiny servant? Or does she feel that connection severed?
No, the connection is now severed.
Now severed. Okay. You're just gonna assume it's dead for now.
Yeah, you could assume it's dead for now. Okay. Yep. So, you probably don't want to go up to it, like physically. Okay. So, how are y'all gonna proceed? Goes.
Can I just sneak behind it?
It's no, you guys are on the green one. This one is on the burgundy. So it's standing across from you and it's watching you from the other stairs.
Oh, so
I mean, if you sent your little helper over there, then yeah. Yeah, it's several feet away, so it's
I thought
no,
you were,
sorry.
like, blocking our path.
No, sorry. No, it's watching you from the other side.
Could I resend what happened?
Oh, yeah, we can
My
resend
little
that.
servant too?
Yeah, we can resend that. We'll just resend that part. That's,
Yeah.
I guess a teaser of, like, what could happen if you guys, like, got too close to it. Okay?
Yeah,
So,
okay, Trinity's just going to try and ignore it and keep on going. Just keep on going. If we get out of here soon enough, we won't have to deal with it.
the detective is just like, okay, don't look at it, don't look at it, don't look at it, don't look at it, as he's, like, visibly, like, glancing at it.
Dracula is just staring this thing down. It's like, giving a look. If you come near us, I am ripping you apart.
And it
just looks like a very vicious dog right now.
It does not react to you. It's just quietly looking at you guys. Okay.
I'm not scared.
Yeah, you just keep telling yourself that.
I'm just not gonna make eye-to-eye contact. I'm not scared. I'm just not gonna risk it.
I would say that you all, like, choose to try to ignore this thing and run to the X.
Except for Truckula, who like just slowly goes away, follows you guys, but just like keeping his eyes on the puppet.
And you notice that the eyes of this thing is following you, but like the head isn't turning.
Just engine growling.
Right. Okay, so you make it all to the X. You have lost sight of the helper. And here you see the control box. And a little keyhole in it.
Does the tiny key Trinity got from the first room fit?
Yes, it does. The little golden key, it fits in there. You open it up.
Okay.
There's a big green button, and I'm assuming that you guys all press it. All of you frantically try to press it at the same time.
Truckula's actually looking behind you guys, just like keeping an eye out.
Okay, you don't see anything, and you don't hear anything yet. And you hit it. There is flicker of lights, and as more power is now being generated into this room, more lights are being floated in. There's some music now, which probably won't do good for your hearing. It's little like little children music, little happy songs playing, and and I'm gonna assume that you're probably gonna run towards the E, which is the exit. And you're going to see that it is now lit up, like there's lights around it, so it is active, so it can be opened. However, the second you try to use the first key, it doesn't work. You use your second key, it does not work. You do not have the key for this door yet.
Okay, who wants to go beat up that robot?
The detective is like, you know what, I feel like I haven't really contributed anything to this group yet. So, he's taking a deep breath, like, where is this robot?
Truckula revs his engine. He is ready to like rip and tear some bots.
Alright, so are you guys gonna go actively try to look for this thing? Or at least try to find where it is?
Truckula.
Okay.
Yeah, Trinity too. I guess we can trace ours. We can go back to where we last saw it.
Okay. You retrace your steps. Go back to the green stairs here. You look across.
No, the red stairs.
Oh wait, you
that's
guys
where we last saw it.
Yeah, so you go to the red stairs. Okay. And you don't see anything. It has moved. It is now active. And let me do a quick roll just to break it to you. How I'm doing this is weird. Let's see. 10. That's it. Let me just pull it back up. Stupid thing. And 10. Okay. 10. As you're looking over the stairs, you see it from where you're standing. It is on your right. It is in the maze on the right. You see it kind of like walk behind a wall, like the edge of its dress just kind of like disappear behind it. So this thing is on the move. It is still following its old programming, so it is gonna wander around and just looking for people.
Okay. I guess the stairs are probably gonna be one of the best spots we've got. Can Trinity try just calling for it, like saying, "Help! Help! We're a group of lost kids."
Yeah, you can yell out to it. Is that what you do?
Might as well just get its attention now that we need it.
Okay. Okay, So you call out to it. Your voice kind of echoes around for a minute. And then you see this thing step out again from another wall. And it's looking at you inquisitively, like it heard you, and it's now moving at a very quick speed towards you. It's not running. It's kind of doing like a little dainty kind of walk, but it's moving very quickly. And you actually can't hear any sound it makes. It's very silent.
Alright, you guys ready to kill it?
Yeah, Truckula is gonna ready an attack.
Yeah, same. Trinity's going
Let
to
me
ready.
Get ready. He actually turns his hands around, digs his claws into his own shoulders, do a little damage. Let me just see. Let me just see how this does. That is my Hemocraft damage. Okay, and that do a little damage, and his claws and fangs now crackle with electricity.
Oh.
Let me just see how much damage I do to myself. I'd say
While we're
okay, my Hemocraft die damage. What is my Hemocraft die? Where the heck is my Hemocraft die?
While we're in the preparation stage, Trinity's also going to cast Dragon's Breath on her familiar and get a firebolt.
Nice. Okay. I anticipated this. So, this is gonna be a little bit of a different sort of encounter, I'm afraid.
Okay, he's done just 3 damage to himself.
Okay. Alright, that's good. That's fine. This thing comes up the stairs at you, and its arms are out. Its expression now is that of, like, some concern, like motherly, the whole motherly concern. It's going to, it's, like I said, its arms are spread out like it's going to embrace you or take your hand to lead you away. And as soon as they get close, do you guys feel something odd? Anybody who has magic prepared? Your magic is draining. And
I'm gonna do Blood Curse of Binding.
blood curse?
Yeah.
Alright, as I said, any sort of magic that you guys are casting, it's not working. Your magic is being drained out of you. Lights are flickering now, as power and electricity is also being drained out of this place.
How far away is it?
Not right.
It is, let's see if you guys are standing here on the stairs, I'd say it's getting about 15 feet now in front of you, and the closer it's coming, the more drained you're starting to feel. And as it gets closer, you see there is sparks of electricity on the tip of its hands, kind of like how you see with tasers.
Okay, did Trinity have...
Don't think we can... frick, I don't think we can fight this here.
No, I would not recommend you actually touching this thing, or letting it touch you.
Unless we stay far away from it.
Yeah, that would be your best
away.
defense. Best defense is to stay the heck away.
Yeah, let's book it.
You book, and as you run, you hear this monotone kind of voice call out, "No running."
Oh, and he just yells, "Go away!"
Then, Hunter's Marks is a spell.
You hear this another robotic voice, just like, "Let me help you. Your parents are worried."
No.
Absolutely not. Trinity is firing a firebolt as soon as she's far enough to.
As the firebolt gets close, it dissipates, and the machine continues on as if it had not seen anything.
Oh, fucking course. Natural kids exist. Of course it'd be anti-magic.
Yep, this thing is anti-magic and energy sucking, or absorbing, rather.
Okay, we do not need magic. I have a longbow.
And you remember those how you were trying to tear into the glass plates in the last room? How it was all reinforced. Those same materials were used on this thing. This thing is nearly indestructible.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna need a much bigger force to damage this thing. Conveniently, as you're realizing this, you hear the train go by.
Okay, we run then.
Alright. So you're gonna run towards where the on the sorry, I'm looking at this reversed. So you're running towards where the E is, right? The exit? That direction.
I get what's cooking, so I think Truckula is gonna stop on the tracks.
Oh, you need to break through there first. So you're gonna have to smash that.
Well, since my electricity is crackling back, I think.
Yeah, as soon as you get away from it, you feel your energy coming back to you. But the second this thing comes within roughly between 20 to 15 feet, that's when you start feeling the effects of it.
Well, I'm gonna make a electricity, I'm gonna make an electricity, yeah. Sorry, brain fart. I'm gonna have electricity charged attack. So that adds, how much again?
I mean, if anybody wants to, you could just pick up, if you have any kind of weapon, bludgeoning weapon, you can try to take a crack at the crack in the wall. But you gotta remember that if you go into the space, the other side isn't broken, so you're gonna be kind of stuck in there. And if this thing
Trinity has Misty Step, so if we can break the glass, she could lure it in and then teleport out while it gets hit.
Okay. So, if you all want to try to... So I think I'm going to have my detective try to break that as he realizes what you're all trying to do. Now, what is his strength? Is he a weak piece of crud?
Could we try lending the help action?
Yeah. Let's see.
See if the panic is heavy. She offers him a pretty heavy textbook.
Oh gosh, nope, that's not enough. He hits it with his hands. He doesn't have time to pull anything out. He is getting scared. He hits it, he probably puts a little crack or so into it, and it doesn't work. Yes. He appreciates the help, but it's not enough. I want to remind you, this thing is coming closer.
I mean, did you roll?
I made a roll for my dude.
Twice.
I gotta hit. Roll twice?
Yeah, that's what help does.
Okay,
I will also make 2 attacks because
it's one less than the last one. I think as soon as he was going to hit it, maybe he sensed that thing coming up, and that was really jarring for him. 18 and see
that hits the glass.
You hit the glass. All right.
That's my first attack since I'm using dual hand wielding. So that is 6 plus 2. plus my melee plus my lightning damage, which is
You widen the crack significantly.
a D4. A D4. So that's 3 damage. Now I do my second attack.
Alright. Good shot. This is running over a bit. I might need to, okay. Alright, so I could say that with all of you hitting this thing, all the attacks combined, the crack widens and widens. Finally, there's a shattering sound, and a good section of the safety glass just shatters and collapses. Alright.
Alright,
And you can now enter the off limit zone. And you even hear the machine behind you saying that area is off limits.
well then try and catch me, old hag. And in Trinity goes.
Okay, so Trinity goes in there. Everybody else is standing out here, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna have to do a roll to see if this thing decides to follow Trinity or if it decides to just go after you guys.
No, the Truckula is going in as well, and he's gonna try break the other side of the glass.
Okay. I'm gonna say the detective will also go with you just to give you some help. Is everybody else gonna stay out here? Try to run around this thing, or are you all gonna go just pile in here?
Piling in.
Okay, you all pile in. Okay, and so this thing follows right in. It goes up to the tracks and then it stops, and it's looking at the tracks, and it seems to be thinking. And if you guys remember, these things were programmed to be smart, and as it seems to be.
What?
It's
cut out.
Oh, it's programmed to be smart, to rationalize and remember. So it still has its programming, and it knows it's in an off-limit area. And now,
are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've cut out Shadow.
Oh, I'm sorry. What part did you hear? I was saying it was.
You were about to say we remember something.
Okay. You remember from earlier about these things. They were programmed to be smart. To remember things and rationalize. So it knows it's in an off-limit area, and it knows that it cannot cross these tracks on its own. So it takes a minute to try to debate and maybe try to override some of its own programming to continue to pursue you. But for a minute, you guys have a minute to do what you need to do without this thing interrupting. So you found one of the weaknesses, sort of.
So, I guess we try and break the glass on the other side, because otherwise I think most of us are gonna get squashed as well.
Yeah, well, you crossed the tracks, so there's this little gap right here that you could stand on. So when the train comes by, it'll be very close. No, there's a little, this little area right here between the yellow and the blue. That's a bit of ground for you guys to to stand on. So the train's not directly up against the glass. It needs a little space between it. So the machine is on the other side in that space, and you guys are on the other end. So you're all just gonna start taking swings at the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, I'll go ahead and just give this to you guys because we are running over. Y'all take swings at it, and you've already weakened it earlier, so it does break. And as you go through, you see the train goes by. However, Trinity, I believe it was you. You slowed the train down quite a bit, didn't you?
Yeah, safety.
Okay. Well, that safety's working against you. Because the train goes by, and then that was when the machine decides to follow after you. And it's very unusual because this machine, it knows it can't like step on this, but it's rationalizing that it needs to get to you. So it just kind of slowly crouches down. It moves itself across, kind of like almost on all fours, and then comes to the other side just as the train goes by again and completely misses it.
Could I have sacrificed the tiny servant to try and slow it down?
Yeah, you can. Of course, this thing is magic draining, so as soon as the little servant gets close to it, it's either going to snatch it up with one of its ribbons, or it's just going to, the magic is just going to be sucked from it.
Well, never mind then.
Yeah. So, you guys are on the other side, where you guys began. And the machine is taking a minute to compose
Someone
itself.
speed up the train!
Yes. You need to speed up the train, and you need to get this thing on the tracks.
Okay,
I think
Trinity's going to
just
send.
try playing keep away.
Yeah, the detective's going to do something dumb. He's not my smartest character, but he's going to offer to run around the other side and then see if he could keep this thing within the area of the train tracks. If you guys want to run and see if you could turn on the switch.
Yeah, could Trinity send
Truckula is
her
also gonna
familiar
try
to do that?
Truckula's going to be on the other side as well because he is enhanced speed.
Okay. Well, it probably won't focus on your little helper, because it probably recognizes that you guys are, how should I say, visitors or anything.
I mean, familiar just does my commands.
Well, it probably won't, like I said, it probably won't, like, pay much attention to familiars or helpers. Because it's focused on you. It knows that you guys are the quote-unquote lost children, thanks to you yelling, saying that you're lost.
Alright.
And again, if, like, anything magic comes close to it, it's going to just stop moving.
Well, I mean, as long as it doesn't go to the train controls, then the familiar should be fine to go do it itself.
Yeah, if it knows how to just turn up the speed. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right. You send it over, and it cranks up the speed, probably all the way, right?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, and now you're hearing this train coming by much more frequently. Like, the train whistle is just going off. This thing is just zooming by. And all right, so I said my detective ran to the other side, so he's going to try to get this thing's attention.
And Truckula's on the other side, also getting attention. Also getting this thing's attention.
So it's already on the side, on the side, the beginning side, like on the edge here. So
Yeah, we two are just playing like dangerous keep away.
yeah. Let me do 3. Okay, odd. All right, it's going to turn and it's going to go towards my detective. And again, it pauses at the train tracks. And you see the train zooming by. And this thing, again, it crouches down because it's still hesitant on crossing an area that it knows it's not supposed to be on. It moves across, and you hear the roar of the train whistle, and you hear a sickeningly loud crunch. And what was a motorized notator is now practically scrap metal, with the exception of the top half, which is still intact. This thing has been like cut in half, so its lower half is just completely destroyed. It's laying there, it's sparking, twitching. Many of its armor is probably like burst open, and you see in the center of it, in a heart-shaped gear, you see a little bronze key.
Can I mage hand grab that?
You can. You mage hand. Is this magic though? This is magic.
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Alright, it still probably wouldn't work because the second you come close to it, like the arm of this thing comes up to try to like swipe at you. So it probably wouldn't work. So somebody has to physically grab this thing.
Okay, is somebody gonna turn the train down?
Yeah, okay. Trinity commands her familiar to turn it all the way back down again.
Luckily, this side of it landed on the, like, out into the maze. So, you guys don't have to, like, worry about it, like, being on the track or being run over. So, I think my detective is gonna go ahead and see if he could make a grab at it. So I'm just gonna do a regular D20 and see what he does. He could probably get hurt here, who knows?
While they do that, can Trinity start heading to the other side again?
Yeah, you guys could start heading over wherever you need to. Alright, 60. Okay, so say, okay, yeah, he crouches down, gets as close to it as he could, reaches out to snatch it. This thing probably makes one last twitch to try to get him. It probably snags like his sleeve, but then it falls. It drops its hand, the lights go out in its eyes, and it stops moving. And he has the key, and he's calling to everybody like, "All right, let's get out of here." To the exit.
More demolitionists. They did not finish the job.
Run. So you all go to the exit. You stick the key in. It fits. The door is thrown open. And you stumble back out into the rain.
Dracula just closed his eyes and turned his face to rain. Oh, rain never felt so good.
And you're out in another area, and again you see a lot of scrap metal all around you, but you see the entrance quite a distance away, but it's there. And again, it's dilapidated, so there's a hole in it. And some parts are probably even short enough that you could even just leap over it, which I'm sure a lot of you have the adrenaline to do so, considering what you just went through.
Wait, can I roll perception on those piles of scrap metal?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna have the familiar roll as well.
Does everybody want to roll?
Yeah.
Alright.
Dracula's just too busy vibing in the rain.
Alright.
I can't see.
Oops. And I'm going to do one for mine. See if he notices anything for once. He does not. He is a crap detective. Detective, you need to seek another occupation. Okay. Wammie, did you want to roll?
Nah.
You're all just vibing in the rain, just being like, oh, thank God I'm outside. I'm sure,
Yeah, pretty much.
Sure that's what most of you are right now, just taking in the relief. And as you are, none of you notice the shifting and moving from the piles of scrap.
Oh.
Okay. And let's see, who would be standing closest? Everybody make just a regular D20.
A D20?
Yeah, just a regular D20. I just want to do some calculations. I could do one for
Everyone?
Yes, everybody. I'll do one for mine too. Let's see. I don't think I did it right. Did I?
I mean, that's a D20 you rolled.
Okay. Sorry, it just didn't appear under mine, so I'm guessing Yours is probably the 12, mine's probably the 6, or is yours the 6 and mine's the 12? You are the... Okay, so the lowest. Trinity, you rolled,
Oh no.
you rolled the lowest. You feel something really cold and really jagged grab onto your ankle. Yes, you look down and you see looks like a machine, or what's left of a machine, at least it's, for the lack of a better word, endoskeleton? Like, reaching out from this pile.
There is a startled scream from Trinity before a magic missile to the face.
Yeah, you obliterate this thing, and comedically the arm that was clinging to your leg is probably still there. It's still clinging to your leg, but you're free from it.
She is shaking it off.
And I'm sure from this, you probably all noticed these things coming out from the scrap. Alright.
The electricity that was slowly crackling away from the talons and teeth of Truckula have now sprang back up. Is just like, yeah, this ain't over.
Yeah, and okay, while you're all preparing, give me just a minute. I will be right back, you guys. Okay. Great.
Right. I have to go for a couple minutes too. I'll be back in a sec.
Okay. Take a few minutes, guys. Okay, and we are back. Okay, and you're all surrounded by these scrap remains of these motorized entertainers. Remember how I said earlier that they have been like torn apart and thrown away after everything was taken from them? Well, not every last bit of their programming was ripped out of them. So they've been waiting here for a very long time to entertain people, and they are not eager to let you go.
No.
And they are very delighted to see you. They will do anything they could to keep you here. So, are you gonna fight, or are you gonna make a run for it?
Truckula wants to bust some heads. Besides, who knows what these things can get up to.
Well, just so you know that there is a lot of it. In fact, most of the scrap that you thought was scrap, it's all moving. So there is more here, as they're not quite come up yet, but they are burrowing their way out. And as you look around you hear a screech behind you, and you hear a clanking sound. And we say you all turn around, and you see the top half of that helper is now propelling itself towards you, using only its arms. Yes.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
So-
I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
How dangerous? So from where we're starting, how good do our chances of being able to just book it look like?
Good at the moment, but you better hurry because the way out is being closed in by these machines, so your path out is going to be sealed off soon.
Alright, run. Trinity is pushing the others to run.
Yep.
You know what? Can I try doing like a dex check to just like scoop a pair of people into the car seats and book it with my enhanced speed?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, so just a dex check.
Sure, the detective is like grabbing the person nearest to him, and he's just like pushing them, just like go.
Can I do athletics?
Yes. Did you grab anybody?
I'm just grabbing the nearest person to me.
Okay. Who would be the nearest? I guess we gotta want to do a roll, see who's standing closest to Truckula.
Okay.
If y'all want to get like scooped, if one of you wants your character get scooped up and maybe saved.
Trinity has Misty Step. She'll be fine if she does trail behind a little. Oh, you forgot the D.
Oh.
My character has expeditious retreat if all fails. Alright. Okay. So, would you say the highest roll is taken or the lowest?
Let's.
Or actually, no, he grabs 2, right?
Yeah, he can fit 2 people.
Okay, so he goes ahead and he grabbed Giraffe and Lunar. So you guys get scooped up and you put in a truck and you are like off the ground and I guess much safer than the rest of us.
Yeah, and he books it with his 40 speed.
Yes. Okay, and so I'm guessing Trinity is going to use Misty Step.
Oh yeah, she's gonna run and then Misty Step the rest of the way.
Yeah. And my character is going to cast Expeditious Retreat. So, okay, so you all book it, and you hear, just in time as you hear that helper is like right behind you guys, you can hear like the metal scratching against the ground, and it's just practically galloping after you. And around you, you hear the shrieks and the wails and the creaking and groaning of these other torn apart machines trying to grab you, throw themselves at you. And I would say, Truckula, you probably just run over this gate. Like, you just don't care. You just barrel on through that. Which?
Yep, just
You just take it with you. You take it with you.
Yeah.
This is mine now.
I think once Trinity reaches the gate and everyone else is, well, whatever remains of the gate,
It's not there anymore.
Through, she's going to turn around and cast. Hey, wait! I have 2 AOE's I could work with.
You got 2. What?
Okay, so I guess she'll cast. What? I need to ask. Hypnotic pattern doesn't specify that something is immune if it's a construct. So would you roll that it would work on them?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say yeah, it will work on them.
Okay, great. She is casting hypnotic pattern. And let me just get
Just be
a screenshot of it.
just be sure you don't do it in front of the helper, because remember the helper is probably the only thing here that could cause it to, disperse any kind of magic.
Oh yeah.
So the rest aren't like that, but this thing, I made this thing to cause problems.
So once it runs past the majority of them,
But
hypnotic pattern's gone.
if you run past, I will continue on to say that these things actually don't fall beyond that area. Like, it stops, and they stop and they're like just watching you, because these things are still bound to the amusement park. They actually can't leave.
Oh, I was just gonna cast fireball, but that works too.
So they're standing there, they're just watching you.
Anyway, Cast it anyway, destroy them, so no one else gets trapped.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay. She's running very high on adrenaline right now. She throws down a ball of red and orange tissue paper, which rapidly expands outwards into a fireball.
Nice. And the fireball consumes just almost this entire crowd. It probably starts melting them, welding them together. Things. The only one who looks like they might have gone, I guess, quote unquote, unscathed would be the helper. That probably burned off a lot of the clothing or the uniform that it was wearing, but it's still going, but it's not following you. Though it looks like it really wants to. So I guess you guys all stop and you look back at this, and you just look back at this inferno, and amongst this inferno, the helper is just quietly watching you before turning around and reluctantly going back to where it came, walking through the fireball. And yeah, you probably caught the rest of the park on fire, but I mean that's a story for another day.
Truckula sips it off.
The detective's sitting there watching this burn down. He hoped to look for clues here, though he doubts that anything would have been left. And of course, after this, there's absolutely nothing is going to be left.
Good.
But at the same time, he's thinking to himself, this is probably a good thing because he doesn't want any more people wandering in here. And then he remembers about how people seem to have disappeared, and he's like, oh yeah, that makes sense why they would vanish. Oh well, at least nobody else will be taken, right? Right?
Can only
When we get to town, I am calling some demolitionists.
Okay.
Things are so active. We need to tell someone.
Yes, you do see the town beneath you. The town you guys are heading towards. You see also a fire department, like fire engines being started up. Somebody has called the fire department on you. You guys probably make yourself scarce. They might ask you some questions.
But, I mean, honestly, Trinity is fine with hamstring.
Yeah, Truckula. He's gonna abscond because he's not on the friendly side of the law. Really, due to
I'm gonna go ahead and say that Detective Nullenvoid, he's gonna grab Trinity and just be like, it might be best if we just don't involve ourselves in this. We don't know if.
Please don't grab me.
Sorry.
And they're gonna need a witness report. Seriously, those things are dangerous.
But I get a feeling that there must be more behind this thing. There must be more behind this. Somebody had to have been pulling the strings.
Well, obviously, but I mean, it's not even my job, or even your job to figure that out. We're just the civilians here.
I'm a detective. He doesn't look like getting any kind of crap at it too, but he is a detective.
Yeah, I'm afraid Shadow Boy's right. This smells bad in more ways than one.
Yes, but that doesn't mean we just leave and don't tell them what happened. Like, I'm going to at least explain why the place is on fire.
He's like, we could probably say that we were nearby when it happened, but we didn't see anything. But at the same time, you probably shouldn't have
We might as well warn them.
Because no one would get really frustrated. He just blurts out, like, I work with people, and I know that there are people who will make others disappear, like just to keep them quiet about stuff like this.
Listen, I appreciate the concern, but I'm an adult. I'm sure we're all adults. Yeah, I can handle myself. And besides, once I give a witness report, once I tell the officials, what happened here. I'm going to head home, and that's gonna be that. I'm not touching this damn thing again.
He sighs. He's just like, okay, you're right. Maybe I am being a bit too brash here. Okay.
I don't think it's the time to fight. Between us, of course.
Okay. Well. Okay. And Wammie, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna just take off, or are you gonna hang?
Just take off.
All right. So almost everybody here is probably gonna take off.
Yes.
The detective's like, hey, wait, you're not gonna tell them about us, are you?
I won't give names. I'll just say we never introduced ourselves, but I will explain why there might be, tire tracks in there. Or stray arrows. Because I don't wield a bow.
Great. Okay. So,
I will just say that you guys left because you wanted to go home. And it was also raining, so understandable.
okay. So, almost everybody except Trinity turn and they make themselves scarce from the area. Fire department shows up, some police cruisers. They're probably going to interrogate her, ask her what happened. If she's alright, did she get burned? Did you see what caused this? And I'm sure, like a good citizen, you answer as, quote-unquote, honestly as you could.
Yeah, she'll even hand over, the map and whatnot. And the paintbrush. Don't forget the paintbrush.
You could have kept that, those prizes are yours.
I mean, she does not want anything from this place.
Okay. So, as this happens, I'm sure that you all leave, and none of you notice the camera that was set up at the entrance of this gate that had been pointing down and watching you guys leave.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, it's right. See, the detective was on to something when he was talking about, people behind stuff like this. Because somewhere far, far away, there is a man at a desk. You can't see his features because it's the whole shot where his face is out of screen. He's looking through missing people reports, and a lot of these missing reports have the word extracted written over them. And there's a flashing red light on his desk. He turns to some cameras. Camera 1 has been taken out, if you guys remember in the beginning, how a tree fell against a pole and there was some sparking. So he actually never got to see who had entered the park. However, he does see in the second screen this truck just take out the gate and followed by 2 others.
I wonder if Truckula is fast enough that he doesn't know whether it's an actual truck or something else, or a truck-like creature.
He stops the recording and he moves it back so it's a still screen. So he could actually get the features of, each of you.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, right. Yep. As he goes, he reaches over to another button, which has the word extract on there. So it looks like it might send out a signal. But he pauses when he sees the detective. And he hesitates. Seems to think about it. And then he presses a different button. Don't worry. And your files are pulled up. And he places you all on a watch list.
Truckula has only been on this planet for so long, so his thumb is very short.
Well, he has your description, taken from the image. And you probably will figure out a name from you eventually, and your profile will eventually get updated.
Dun 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 dun.
Yes, he puts it on. You put you all on a watch list. Turns off the thing. He turns off his monitors. Sits back, and he grins. And that is the end.
Oh no.
Dun 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 dun.
Future games, everybody.
Future.
Okay. Alright, I will go ahead and stop the recording here. And, alright. Oh, you guys want to say goodbye or whatever?
Yeah, goodbye. Thanks for running the game.
Sure thing. Alright. So let's just stop the recording.